Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course from educators.com, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. Before watching this session, I strongly recommend you to watch SQL introduction session. Please watch the session and let's come back to this session. In this session, we already discussed SQL introduction, SQL data types of commands, writing queries. Data types we have seen these, types of commands, and let us go back to this, what we have studied. Let me quickly recap. SQL pronounced it as SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language, SQL language. SQL Server is a database, and some of the examples for database is Oracle, Sybase, SQL Server, MS Access. And based on the usage, all queries are categorized into 5 things. One is DDL, Data Definition Language, DML, Data Manipulation, DCL, Data Control Language, TCL, Transaction Control Language, DQL stands for Data Query Language. Yesterday, we have seen that example for creating a database, altering and inserting the data and selecting that database. Today, we will discuss remaining commands. For that, let me take a query to create a table. Let me go to SQL Server Management Studio, click on New Query, make sure that it is selected here the database. Yesterday, we have created this database, then paste it, create the table. Let me write a query to insert some data into this table just now I have created. Insert into, then id comma mp name comma location and values. Let me insert some values. 1 comma employee name, form, then location is USA. Then we can execute this. Let us see that whether the data is really inserted or select. How can we see that? With a select query. Select star from TPL employee details. Execute this. Now you can see that data has been inserted. In the same way, let me insert some other data into this. This time 2, this time Todd, Russia. Let me insert this as well. Let us see that whether the data is inserted or not. No, it is inserted. Today, we are going to see that update query. How to update some table values by using update query. Update table name. Whatever the table name, TBL employee details. Set column. Whatever the column. I wanted to change the location is equals to what? To UK. If you make this and execute this one, what will happen is all the locations will get changed to UK. But what I want is I want a particular row only get changed. What is that? Where ID is matching 2. Where ID is equals to 2. So if you don't mention where class, all the table values get changed wherever this is location is there. So please be aware that whenever you are using update query, please aware of that using where query. Now let us see executing this. One row got affected. Now let us see. See, earlier it was Russia. Now we change it to UK. In the same way, delete query also. Delete from a table name. The other table we are having, you can use like this. If you use like this without a where class, all the rows get deleted. So to avoid that, we wanted to delete only a particular row where ID is matching with 2. Now it is affected. If we can execute only, we can see one row is having that. Understand? Now we have seen that create, alter, update, delete as well. What will happen with the drop and truncate? Let us see that. Now let me insert again this row. Let me insert some more values as well. 3, Larry, then Japan. What are the values as of now? As of now we have two values we have. Now I am going to insert another value for this. Now let us see what all values are there. 3 are there. Now let me try to use this truncate and drop. If I use truncate, what will happen? Truncate table, then table name. Like how we are using where class with delete, we cannot have where class with this truncate. Truncate. Let us see that what will happen. No row is seen. So just remember that delete and truncate are same if you don't have delete with where class. Okay, understand? Let me insert all the rows again once again. Now you see it is there. To explain about the other command, drop table, I just inserted again drop table, table name. See, delete and truncate are same if you are not using where class in a delete. Now if I use this drop table, table name, what will happen? Because it does not exist, cannot drop. What happened? Yeah, it got deleted actually. Truncate table, remove all rows. And let me create table again. I will explain you about the drop. I have created table again once more. Inserted the data, invalid object name. Okay, let me refresh it. What is there? Okay, nothing is there actually. Let me copy it, close it. Sometimes it will irritate like this. So I'm pasting it again, creating the table. Command completed successfully. Inserting and selecting I am doing at the same time. Now you can see what will happen if we drop table, this table. Execute it. Now command completed successfully. If I try to execute this query, what will happen? Invalid object name, table employee details. If you delete a table, the rows only get deleted. If you use where class, only that particular matched ID value will get deleted. If you use truncate table, only that rows will get deleted. Now let me show you that this one. See here, delete command is used to remove rows. Drop is to remove table itself. Truncate is to remove all rows. At least if you use delete command, you have an option to use where class. We can use where class. See the last point. But with the truncate, we cannot use where class. And drop also we cannot use where class. Delete is a DML command. Drop and truncate are DDL command. If you see here, you can observe. Drop and truncate are DDL commands. Delete is a DML command. And delete can be rollback. Drop and truncate cannot be rolled back. And delete, only table rows get deleted, but with the drop, table itself get deleted. Same with truncate. Delete is slower compared to truncate because in order to roll back, behind the scenes, it will be preparing some other query. When you call this rollback, all the deleted rows will get come back. But when you truncate, you cannot use rollback because permanently that get deleted all the rows. You cannot have an option to use rollback. At least you can here use rollback. Can be rollback, you cannot be rollback with drop and truncate. This is one of the very important interview question. They may ask you the differences between delete and truncate or delete and drop or drop and delete, whatever it is, whatever the combination. Please remember this table and answer that in an interview. And let us see that save point, rollback, commit and grant and revoke. First let us see save point. I have a table. Let me get this table. Open that SQL Server Management Studio. Close it. I don't want it. Refresh it. Nothing is there because we have dropped the table. Now see the simple table creating table students. Let me create that. After that I am inserting something values into that table. Let me see that whether it is exactly inserted or not. We have got inserted. Now let us see this one by one. I am explaining about save points. What's happening this begin transaction, the transaction name, save transaction point 1 as P1, then delete from TBL students where ID is equal to 3. This is normal query and before that we have setting some save points. You can understand at the end what I am doing. I have deleted. Now you can see that where id is equal to 3 is not there. Now I am taking another transaction. Begin transaction, delete id by 4, save transaction P2, delete from TBL students where id is equal to 4. Sorry, this is the syntax we have already have. Now let me execute this. Now one row got affected. Now you can see that row id is 3 will not be there, where id is equal to 4 will not be there. Let me select and execute. See, only 112 we can see. Suppose if I execute rollback command, after delete we can see this rollback transaction P2. Now P2 is what? We have deleted where id is equal to 3, but we have rollback. This means we wanted the condition where it is not applied before this. So we will get this id is equal to 3 now. No, we have set P2, sorry. We made P2, right? So we have got this one. Let me roll back P1 now. Now we will get id is equal to 3 also. See, now all the data we have got. So now you can see here delete can be rollback. When you use truncate or drop, you cannot be rollback. Now let us go with this one. Rollback and commit. An example I have. Let me take this table. Go to SQL Server Main Studio. Close this. And I want again new query. Create the table with TBL employee. Table is created. Now I am wanted to insert some values into that particular table. Go to SQL Server Main Studio. Then execute this. It's executed. Now let us see whether it is inserted or not. Now the values are inserted. Suppose I wanted to change this particular ID Tom to another name. Begin transaction and commit transaction. I am explaining you. The commit means the permanently will get save that data when you use commit. Rollback means it will come back. That too we cannot roll back if we are using drop or truncate. Now I am using update query where employee name I wanted to set as a David, where employee ID is matching with 11. Now if you see this, Tom name will not be there, but you can see David. Now let me explain about this rollback and commit with an example. Now you see here I am beginning a transaction called transaction name as trans, declare ID integer, set ID is equal to 20. What's my condition is, after you insert some values into this table, then I am checking if ID is greater than 10 only, commit the transaction, otherwise roll back. Now see what I am using, ID is equal to 20. So this condition will become true, then the condition, I mean the transaction will commit. Now let us see that first. Data is inserted. Now if you can see that really inserted or not, 20D is inserted. Now let me use this 2. This 2 is less than 10, so data cannot be inserted. What will happen? Let us see. A row is affected, then again an ID is less than 10 is not a valid, query is rolled back. If you see that 2 is not at all inserted here. This is what an example for rollback and commit. Commit will be happen when your condition is only true. If condition false, then we will be rolling back that transaction. Hope you understand. Then we'll see this data control language. Usually this data control language will not be used by our C# developers, and it will be used by DBAs. DBA stands for database administrators. But let us understand this at least a bit so that it will be useful somebody asks in any interview. So if you have faced this, a transaction is a new word. Let me explain that. What is a new transaction called? Transaction is a set of work we are doing until unless it is completed. So a transaction is a set of SQL statements which a database treats as a single unit. That is, all the statements should execute successfully or none of the statements should execute. This is called a transaction. All the statements should get executed. Let me write here. All the statements should get executed, or none of the statements get executed. Either full or none. So this is what a transaction. A transaction is a unit of work in that all the statements should execute or none of the statements should execute. Now let us come back to this grant and revoke. This grant and revoke privileges in SQL Server will be given by SQL DBS, DBA, which stands for Database Administrators. This is not our work actually, can be taken over by database administrators. Now let us see that at least a syntax on grant and revoke. The syntax is like grant, privilege, whatever the privileges we wanted to give, on object to user. This is a syntax, and the example is, let us take that grant privileges means the commands, whatever commands we have, select, insert, update, whatever it is. Let me take a select on object means the table, TBL, suppose employee, TBL employee table, and user, whomever you want to give, you can give that username. You can give a name like this. This is the user ID. So what it is happening, we are granting a select query only to the user called Ankit for a table. So I cannot do anything apart from this select query. So as I don't have multiple users, I cannot explain, and it is not required for us being a developer, this big job for database administrator job to grant and revoke some privileges. Privileges means here select query, insert query, update query, delete query. Now let us see that revoke of these permissions. Revoke, then you can take that privileges again. Privileges on an object to user. So you can revoke that whatever you have given permissions to this particular user. Suppose revoke select on TBL employee to and user ID. This is the one. So like this, we can grant and revoke permissions to the users. This is a syntax. This is example. Grant. Then revoke means this is a syntax. This is an example. Hope you understood this entire thing. From SQL pronunciation, SQL stand for standard query language, and the number of commands, how we use create, alter, drop, truncate, insert, update, delete, grant and revoke, save point, rollback, commit and select, out of the which we'll be using most of the time select queries in our database communication. Transaction means either all the statements get executed or none of the statements get executed, either full or none. Grant and revoke will be used by database administrator, not by developers of C#. Then syntax for grant is like this, example is like this, syntax for revoke is this, example is revoke. Now let us recap before closing this session. We have seen that SQL introduction, data types, types of commands, writing queries. This way, types of commands, writing queries we have seen. Then this is the difference between delete, drop and truncate. This is one of the important interview question. You may get this question. Please remember this screenshot and tell with confidence. Thank you for watching. We'll meet again for the other session.